Hello Form 5 boys and girls, welcome. So today's I would like to explain the last classwork, which is chapter 9.3 about the area of triangles. So actually in this clip I will not take too long because there is no such many things I would like to remind you about this session. So what you need to remember is that you have to remember clearly about the formula. For example, if you still remember when we talk about the area of triangle, so actually we have two things. The first one is 1/2 AB sine C, and also the second one would be the Heron's formula. So what you need to do is just you have to remember that you can choose either one to find the area of triangle, and also it depends on what information you have, then you choose which one. For example, if you want to use 1/2 AB sine C, so make sure you have two sizes and one included angle, the SAS form, and the second one, Heron's formula, you should have got the three sides known in order to use your Heron's formula. But if you still remember, in my last clip I also said that you can exchange these two formulas, because once you have all sizes or SAS, then you can find all the other things using the sine formula or cosine formula. So practically you can choose either one to finish your problem. But sometimes, especially for those questions with variables or unknown constant, you may have to fix yourself to use either one only to get your idea or get the answer. So this is what I would like to remind you. And also when you take a look about your classwork, so I would like you to understand that, please remember yourself, you need to what? So you need to remember to write always the detailed digits about each of the values. For example, you can see the question 7 even, this one will not be used. Furthermore, I still write here because I don't know whether it will be used in another part. For example, in this one even, we finish finding the Q is 50.35 something, or say 50.4. But you can say this value will be used for finding the area. So why you can see I keep a Q here, because this Q is actually not 15.4, but it should be 15.357 something. So make sure in your calculation, especially for your calculator input, remember to put all digits to find your values. And also you have to understand is that when you find, sometimes you can see the values will be exact. For example, for the question 12, when you want to find the semi-perimeter as well as the area of triangle, you can see 21 and 42 are exact values, so you just keep that. But how do you distinguish it? So if you see what I've written here, for those approximated value, I would use the approximation equal to. And also you can see for those exact value, I may use the equal sign. So this one I could see not everyone could follow, but try to follow, because in DSC even this one may not deduct your marks, but if you write all the simple properly, you can check easily what you are doing by yourself. So this is what I want to remind you. And also when we talk about the Heron's formula, or we say the cosine formula, you can see sometimes we keep insert form. Practically, if you are not asked to always write in feature and figure, you can always keep your answer in short form. That means that practically you may give me this one as your final answer if no specified. So this is what I want to remind you. And also I would like to say is that sometimes you may not just need to find one value, but you may have to combine two values to find the last one. For example, for the question 25, you have to separate the quadrilateral into two different triangles, and you can see for these two different triangles you have two different values. For example, you have to use PR as well as another angle RPS in order to get the most accurate result when you want to find this area. So what we need to do is that sometimes we may have to use the memory function. So I think that today's clip I may not have time to introduce to you how should we use a calculator, but I may give you another clip later to tell you how can we use the calculator fast, or how can we use all the memory function about the calculator. But what I always want to remind you is that in DSC, it is unlike from what you did in past C exam. So for your math tutorial teacher, they may use CE method to teach you. But do remember, now you're sitting in DSC. DSC requires you more is that you have to write all the digits. The reason behind is because in past CE, the calculator function is not very good comparing now. So the calculator before may not be able to show all digits, okay, more accurate digits. But from now on, when you use some scientific calculator like this one, okay, the FX50FH, okay, so this one can always give you more accurate digits. So why DSC requires you to write all the digits here is a reason. So please follow. And in this clip, I would like to highlight is the question 27, because the question 27 is to ask you to describe the change of the area when the angle varies. So please remember the format when we write the answer. We will say that in order to write the format, so what we need to do is to highlight clearly from when to when the area increases, or from when to when the area decreases. That means that if from the range of the angles given, it is keep increasing, so you just write keep increasing, or just decreasing if you have. But sometimes if it is increasing, so you state clearly the ranges of the angle. For example, you should state clearly that in this question, okay, for example, now when you take a look on the solution, so you can see that we will say that from 30 to 90, you have the increasing trend. So what is the reason? It is because that the area of a triangle is provided by this formula, which is 36 side angle BAC. But you understand that when BAC keep increasing, sine will also keep increasing until 90. So this is because of the what? So this is because of the graph of the sine. So if we still remember, we will say that now if we go back to talk about the sine function, okay, for example, now we will say the sine function here. So you understand that the sine function will be something like this. And this one, oh no, it should not be this one. It should be this, okay, this part, okay, will be 90. That means that when it is from 0 to 90 degrees, you can see the value is keeping increasing because the y value is going upward. So we will say from 30 to 90, it should increase. But do remember is that after the 90 degrees, you will go decreasing because you will go down and down and down until it reaches the 180. But you cannot you cannot go furthermore, because when you reaches the 180, the angle should be before 180 in triangle, okay? For CFC, you can have more than 180, but for triangle, at most 180, okay, not 180, actually it should be within 180. So we will say that now, when we want to talk about the angles furthermore, when it goes from 90 to 150, so do remember to write decrease instead of increase. So this is what you need really to write in your answer. So some of you may write more to say, oh, the maximum area is at 90 degrees, and what is the and also show the maximum area. It is very good, but really not necessary in DSC, because when we want to ask you to describe change, okay, of the area, so you just need to highlight the change only, but you don't need to say what or when the maximum is that the area is maximum or the minimum. Okay, so this is what we say describe how one varies the other. Keep in mind of how to present this one, because it is very common. You can see in DSC, especially when we go to the next chapter, three-dimensional problem. We always ask you to describe the changes, okay, of one to the other. Keep in mind this. Okay, so I think that this is the end of this clip. So if you have further problems, so you may ask me anytime. Now I would like to give you a consolidation homework about the question about the chapter 9. Okay, so this time I give you more questions, 8 questions altogether, and one more question 42 is an optional question, because I think the question 42 is quite challenging to some of you, so you may take a look to try. But this one, unlike before, I don't suggest all of you to try, okay, because this question is really difficult and not commonly seen in DSC. So if you are really interested, you do this one. But for the first 8 questions, they are all important, especially for those level 2 questions, the means starting from 26. Okay, some problems asking you the concept about angle bisector. And also I would like to say that angle bisector concept, okay, would be highlighted in DSC. So make sure you can do the first 8 questions, okay, during these 4 days of the work. So I think that I have to set your due date will be on coming Tuesday, because you understand in next Wednesday, okay, you will have the online lesson. And most probably in Wednesday online lesson, we will consolidate the chapter 9 and then we bring to the chapter 10. Okay, so we still haven't decided which teacher will conduct the lesson yet. Okay, but most probably it will be me or Mr. Lee teach you. Okay, so this is the end of today's clip. And also please give support to DSC student today, because today is the math DX exam. Next year will be you. Goodbye and thank you.